I got accused of murder, and my face was all over Facebook, and people was actually posting my mother's home address so they could come kill me.
A breath with Brefo.
My brother.
What up with you, bro? How you been?
Man, I've been all right, man. How about you?
I've been good. Chilling, just working.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, this is my brother. This is Henry right here. So, man, it's been a while. We actually tried, funny story, we tried to do this podcast how many times? It was like,
I think this will be the third time.
is it third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time is a charm.
Third time's a charm. So it was always something, but man, ain't nothing gonna stop us from doing this. And I'm just glad you're here, bro. Glad we're able to, do this. Glad I'm able to see you. Glad I'm able to talk to you and just get a piece of your heart today.
Nah, same here, bro. I appreciate you having me. Feel me? I ain't seen you in a minute, but I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. So let's backtrack. How did we meet, man?
A while ago, we met through going to church, to be honest.
Right. This had, what was it, 3, 4? No. Like 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
3 years ago, 2020.
Time flies, bro.
Yeah, time flies,
Time
bro.
flies.
Wow.
3 years ago.
Wow, that's
it
crazy.
doesn't even feel like it's 3 years ago.
Nah, I don't feel like 3 years at all.
Wow.
That is wow.
It is.
Time has gone. I feel like I saw you last summer.
Right.
I feel like last summer was like 3 months ago.
Time goes quick, man. And so you're right. We did meet at church. We met at Bible study. I remember you first came in and you were chill, quiet, but there was something about you, man, that just something that I could relate to, with you. And just very welcoming, inviting soul. And you were very quiet, but
Now, once you get to know me,
right.
you got to really talk to me to get to know me,
Yeah.
That's really what it is. But I was quiet when I went in there. I didn't speak to nobody. I was actually there because the girl who used to braid my hair told me to pull up because she said that it's a good church. It's a good Bible study. It'll help me. And back then, I was going through something I was at a depressing stage of life. Mm-hmm. But when I went to church, it was good. It felt like home. And I've never been comfortable to speak about certain things that I did, especially with you, just knowing you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know you from a can of wall, but I walked in there and I felt like I knew you for 7 years.
That's how I felt, bro. That's literally how I felt.
Literally, the bond, the friendship, especially with Garrett. Shout out my boy G, man.
Shout out G, man.
Go follow him. You feel me?
Garrett the rapper.
Garrett the rapper. Follow my mans, bro.
He's gonna be on here very soon. He'll be on the podcast soon.
And that'll be an amazing story.
Yes. So it was when you came. I want to know how did you feel because you said you were feeling like you were at a really low point in your life.
I felt lost at first when I got there. I was going through a very breakup. I don't know if you remember, but
yes, I do. Yeah,
I was going through a big breakup. I was with a girl for 13 years, and at that time we split it. And not only that, but I had certain things on the side I was going through in life too. But that breakup was the main thing that hit me hard in life.
Right.
That I went to church and I went to the Bible study. I used to always study the Bible, even as a kid, though. When I was 13, 14, I read the Bible with my family.
Right.
So, God has always been in my life. And my grandmother, you feel me, rest in peace. But she always used to tell me, believe in God.
Yo, isn't there just something about grandmothers and God, bro? If there's one person in everybody's family that's always praying for them,
It's the grandma,
it's
bro.
the grandma.
Grandma. It's everywhere.
That's a fact.
On every culture, every race. It's the grandma.
Grandma's always telling you, come to church with me.
Grandma's always praying.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So
man,
she brought you up in the church.
Yeah, she brought me up in the church. Actually, my family is Catholic, but I became Christian on my own. Like, that's a religion I chose to choose.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
like I said, you feel me? Like, God has always been in my life. I always believed in God growing up.
Yeah.
You know. But
did you feel like he was in the moments that you came to Bible study prior to that, like you felt like, did you feel like you were connected to him through what you were going through at that time, or you felt like it was kind of distant, your relationship with him?
When I went there, I was distant. You know, I went there to draw closer to him.
Right.
And it's more to like understand him and understand myself. That's really what it was. And
that's a deep part, right, that you just said.
Yeah, you know, like back then, like I told you, I was lost. You know, I was going through a lot of stuff, and people where I'm from, people out here was like nobody was fucking with me. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I was going through some shit in the streets. I was going through some shit with the cops, and something big happened at that time that changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I always helped everybody. You know, like everyone. And when I went to that church, I was lost. I felt abandoned. I was alone. And I felt betrayed. And I kind of like, I felt let down, you know, especially by the people that I went the hardest for. So when I went there to meet the new people that I met and let that new joy into my life, you know, it was a different feeling for me.
Yeah.
It made me feel comfortable. Like I told you, like I met you and I felt like I knew you for 7 years.
All right, likewise.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't judge me because you didn't know me. But even if you knew me, me knowing you now as a person, I know you wouldn't have judged me regardless.
Yeah.
But, like I said, like, you, your brother, G, you feel me, Randall, everybody, you feel me? It was an honor to go there and be with y'all, you know?
And you know, now it's, we've developed a bond, you know, all of us, you know, so.
I don't know if you remember that night we was in my apartment sitting there rapping.
G
like
posted a video.
In the morning, bro.
G posted a video recently about that. You saw it, right?
You was in there like,
bro, literally, bro.
oh shit,
dude, he had me crying when he posted that video, bro. He had me rolling. That was hilarious.
That shit brought back hella memories.
It did.
I ain't gonna hold you. When I saw that video and I saw that apartment, I was like, whoa. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, man. Like, that's the old spot right there.
It was good times, bro. But the fact that like we gelled together and then we built that brotherhood, that friend, and then we still have it, you know, like, you know, crazy how you came in and you felt that way, and now we still have this brotherhood. We're still here with each other, you know, supporting each other. We're still uplifting each other, encouraging each other. So that goes to show that godly relationships, you know, they last. You know, it's not about, I always tell people that it's not about being perfect and coming and having, you know, a lot of people do that, especially in the church, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Try to put on a mask, and you gotta put on this persona.
Everybody want to be the tough guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But being a tough guy don't get you nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. I was a tough guy.
I trust you.
I know exactly what you're
I trust you because I know exactly what you're talking about. And you know, for those that don't know too, we're gonna get into that. You know, obviously Henry's gonna share his own heart about it. I'm not gonna pull and draw anything that he doesn't want to say. Anything that he does is free flow, man. Like I told you, bro, this is your mic. You say whatever you want to say. So, you know, to get into that, you said
just going with the flow.
That's it, man. That's it. So you said that when you were growing up, grandmother had, you know, God around and things like that. When did that, between like the church thing and then like the church thing as in you coming to church, right? Mm-hmm. And
me studying the Bible back then when I was a kid, when did it stop?
Yeah, like when did the journey feel like damn, like how did I get here? Where did I lose myself? Type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even gonna lie to you, yo. To be honest, it was in high school. You know, it was in high school. I was still like studying the Bible. You know, I would still read it, but if I'm not mistaken, I tore my right ligament on my ankle, and I used to play baseball. So I always wanted to like go to college for that. And when I tore my ligament, it was a wrap for me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a wrap for me, you know. And I was actually pretty good, so it was a wrap for me. And after that, they put a cast on my leg for like 8 months. And after I healed, tried to go back to play again, and I couldn't. I wasn't the same again.
Wow.
I didn't have the same speed. I didn't have the same strength. And that's when I got addicted to the pills. When I started taking that for the pain. And I started liking the feeling. So rather than me strengthening myself to become something better, once the baseball team told me, like, I can't play no more, cause, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because to them, it's like, oh, you're not the
liability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a wrap after that. I started smoking weed, and then I got into the streets. Cause before that, I wasn't a street person before that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Not at all.
Nah. I used to go against it. Like, I got homies that was always in the streets, and I used to tell them, like, yo, don't smoke that shit. Yo, get out the streets.
Right.
But then I got drawn into it. Like, I was a street person, you feel me? I grew up in that environment. I come from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. And out there, like, my cousins, my family, everything, I'm from the hood, you feel me? So I was always accustomed to that lifestyle.
Right.
But I never approved of it, you know, because I got a father that's in jail. So to me, that shit used to hit me different. And then I hit a certain age where I had to take care of myself as a man. And I caught myself relying on the streets to be a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
because is it because you felt like you didn't have that father figure? So you had to kind of pick up the...
Nah, that was a part of it. I had a stepdad at the time too, you feel me? And he used to, like, I fucked with that nigga. He never disrespected me. And he used to take care of my household, my family, my mom's. And he supported my baseball career. Always there for me. But like I said, once I hit the streets, I hit a lifestyle that he didn't approve. So he drew himself away from me.
Oh, so you saw a change in that relationship.
Yeah, so then, like I said, I looked at the situation like, you're not my dad. You feel me? I've only known you a couple years.
So, like, who cares?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years I know you, feel me? That shit ain't gonna change me, bro. So that's when I went to the streets and I started chilling deeper and deeper. And like I told you, feel me? I had friends in the streets. I had people that was in the streets, so it wasn't easy for me to just go down the block.
Right.
I'm saying I mean, it was easy just to go down the block. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because that's what you were used to. That's what you grew up with. You know.
Yeah, but I was just never a part of it until I decided to get in the streets.
So you just willingly just.
Yeah, willingly. You know, like, I got kicked out when I was 15, and after that it was a wrap. Like, I had to take care of myself. I had to teach myself how to be a man, and that's when I fell into the street life, the gang life, everything, you feel me?
All right.
And from there on, there was no looking back until I hit that situation in 2020.
In that, like, did you feel like you were looking for somebody to kind of be like, yo, that's not you?
Nah, I wasn't looking for somebody to tell me that's not me. I was kind of looking for like a figure to follow, like a big homie.
Yes.
And when I had that figure, my mans that I looked up to ended up going to jail and doing time for 5 years. So then I got left behind by myself in the streets. And there was certain shit that we did out there, you know what I'm saying, that I had the cat that caught up with me when all my homies got locked up. Because I lost my best friend. I lost my other mans. I lost my other mans. And then I stood out here alone. But that gave me the, like, strength to go against everything I was going through. And I felt like I had to hold it down for the niggas I had locked up And I did hold it down for every nigga that was locked up until they came home. And when they came home, like, I fed everybody. I was getting money. I put everybody in the position to get money. And I took care of everybody. I took care of my whole team.
And that kind of gave you like that sense of like, you know what, like,
yeah. But when that in the anthem of that happening, I realized that there was never no big homie I found. I became the big homie. You know what I mean?
That's do you see the layout of all of this? Like, it's like, so you had your father that, you know, went through whatever he went through, and that's something that you never wanted to get into when you were young. And then, you know, having your stepdad around, you know, you and him built the relationship. He was cool because he was, you know, taking care of your family, like you said. And then there came a point where he drew away from you. So the 15-year-old you was looking for that figure.
Yeah, I was looking for that figure.
I
was looking for a father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Till you became a man
on my own.
Of your own. And then not feeling like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, without realizing that I never needed somebody.
Do you feel like that was a negative or a positive? Like getting to that point and realizing like I really didn't need anybody. But do you feel like it's a sense of like, you know what, I really didn't need anybody because nobody was there for me, so I didn't need any of you?
Nah, there was certain people there for me. Like
right.
I said, I was in a relationship back then for 13 years, and I don't knock nobody help. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This person and her family was there for me.
So, better way to ask that question was, do you feel like your motivation to become or to find that father figure was led by you being upset that there wasn't one around?
Yeah, most definitely, because my mother was a single mother, and she can't teach me how to be a man. It's a woman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She can't teach me how to be a man. So I had to go out there and be a man. And the people that I did look up to, that I wanted, that was supposed to show me the way, they all ended up going to jail. And by the time I realized I was the man, I didn't need nobody.
Wow.
But then where I fucked up was that I let that shit get to my head.
Right. Like like you saying that, you know, you became your own, you know.
I felt like I was untouchable and stoppable. And that was my downfall. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't thinking straight. I was going through a lot of shit back then that my favorite saying back then, even people that know me now, they would tell you, like, you know who the fuck I am?
That was your saying?
That was my shit back then. Like, when I would go to the club, the parties, I'm on the block, I'm out here. Like, I was outside, bro. Like, I was outside. I'm Ecuadorian. I'm the only Spanish person that most of these niggas out here fuck with respect and shaking hand. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it was different. Like, I wasn't a part of the Spanish crew.
Right.
I was a part of, like, chilling with the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
wow.
I'm telling you, bro, my favorite saying, like, my homie, like, I'm telling you, my man Ryan would tell you, my sister Mia would tell you, everybody would tell you, my main saying back then was like, know the fuck I am? They ain't gonna hold you, bro. That's what I used to tell niggas. And once my homies heard that shit cut out my mouth, they already knew, all right, that shit, get him out of here. He about to pop somebody. I promise you, bro.
Yo,
that's
you know what's crazy? That you say all this, but I know every dude in there. Every dude in there. I'm talking like they're in the camera. Every dude that's watching this, that, you know, understands, because I understand. I got to that point where, you know,
I'm gonna make a few people laugh, you feel me? Because they're gonna think about like 21-year-old Henry. They're not. You feel me? This is 10 years later. 21-year Henry, be like, bro, I'm talking about, like, I'll be in the club and I'll be, or even not even in the club, I'll be in the streets, anywhere. If you fucked with me or my homies, my shorty or something, I'll look at you like, you know who the fuck I am, bro. Like,
that's the first thing they say, like, bro, you this basically you giving them a warning by saying that, like, yo.
Like that's my
I'm warning you
warning.
right now.
You
Like,
feel me? Like, you know.
if you mess with, if you do something, if this goes left, I hope you know where it's.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean,
You
bro.
feel me? That's what I mean by though. Like at least to let that shit get to my head.
Right.
You feel me? Because anybody could just say, you know who the fuck I am.
But
You know
the
what I'm
back
saying?
end,
I know who I am, where I'm from,
the
but
backup
they don't know
behind
who
it.
I am.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
But I don't need them to know who I am. Back then it was just like I didn't give a fuck if they didn't even know. You feel me? Like I really didn't care if they didn't know who I am, bro. You feel me? I had situations where I go to other towns and parties and shit and get into some big ass situations where people just fucking start popping off. You feel me? But I walk away clean. Like, you ain't never seen me hit the ground or nothing. I walk away clean. I handle mines and sit, walk away. You know what I mean, bro?
I know what you mean.
So it's like,
I know what you mean.
but in a way, I didn't let that shit get to my head, but it was also an advantage and a perk that I had, especially with the lifestyle that I used to live. I had to hold that title, what I was doing.
Right.
I couldn't let nobody fuck with me.
See that's all the things that come with it too.
Yeah, like I told you, I'm Spanish, bro. You feel me? No disrespect, but it's just like I'm Spanish, bro, and a lot of my friends back then were all black. So to me, it's like I didn't want to be black or nothing like that, but
You had to show like okay,
I just had to show like I'm not no bitch. You know what I mean? Like, don't look at me like a bitch because I'm Spanish.
I see.
Because you bleed and I bleed.
Right.
You feel me?
I see what
you
you- I
got a
see
mind,
exactly.
I got a mind.
Yeah.
You got a heart, I got a heart. You feel me? So it ain't no different nothing between what my skin color's light, your skin color black. That shit
Yeah.
don't make it no different.
Right.
You want to go rob something? I want to rob something. What's different? You want to hold a gun? I want to hold a gun. What's different? You want
Whew.
to gangbang? I want to gangbang. What's different?
Ladies and gentlemen,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't different, bro.
don't worry. He's not like this anymore. This is just
Nah, this ain't me now. Like, this is definitely not me now. I guarantee you that to the max.
man. Wow. But like, I completely understand what you're saying. About having to, because every man got a sense of pride, you know, having to be like, you know, I'm that man, you know, the alpha male, and you know, having to stand your ground, and how much more when you're at, you know, because I know deeper than, you know, people hearing and listening right now, right?
And I was one of them. I let my pride get to me back then.
Oof. Man, we just getting started. It's about to get deep.
Yeah, nah,
It's gonna get
deep.
good.
It's gonna get good.
We'll be back. Stay
tuned.
All right, so bro,
Talk to me.
that was just a little taste, right? A little bit, right? A little bit of what was going on, and I know you want to dive a little deeper into that. So the floor is yours, bro. So what from everything, right? I know that was bits of, like I mentioned before, what happened after, you know, you kind of not lost your relationship, but you kind of, you know, drifted away from God and stuff, right? So fast forward, because you mentioned 2020.
More like what happened to me that made me go seek again.
Right.
Something
Okay.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because then you came looking for God. So there was a need, like there was a point that your back was against the wall, right?
Definitely against the wall.
Okay. So
like,
the floor is yours.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. Back in like 2020, like we spoke about, I was going through some depressing shit, but my breakup back then was just a little piece of it. I was really going through something in the streets where I got accused of murder, and my face was all over Facebook, and people was actually posting my mother's home address so they could come kill me, or the cops come look for me. And that right there changed my life, because it's like I knew I was a street nigga, and I know what I go through. Whatever happened that day happened. Whatever happened, happened. But that situation, when I saw my face in the news, my face on social media, cops putting a reward for my arrest, people looking for me, it was different. It hit me different. Cause I'm in the cut, you feel me? I'm looking at all this shit through my phone. I'm looking at everything. And I'm seeing what people saying about me. And now people's true colors is coming out. People that I helped. People that I was there for. Especially people that don't even know me, you know? Females, niggas, grandmas, aunts, uncles. Yeah. I'm talking about a post with my face being posted out there, talking about this is another person, a part of my brother's killing, putting my name in my government. And under that is people commenting saying they know where my mother lived. They're like, he lives over here. But I didn't live there. I left my mother's house when I was 15 years old. Right. In 2020, I was 28.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, I never went back home. So people was like putting my mom in danger.
Right.
You know, so at that time, it's like, all right, I got to go hard because I'm not going to let just anybody threaten my home. You know? Mm-hmm. So I had to do what I had to do to take care of home. All right. But I wasn't able to do it the same I was able to do it when I didn't have that situation.
Right.
So it was different for me because, like I told you, I was alone. I was betrayed. And I was abandoned by 85% of the people that I was fucking with out of 100. And those 85% of the people taught me how to stay strong alone, because 85% of those people I helped. I helped them get money. I helped niggas eat. I used to give niggas my couch to sleep when they had nowhere to go. And that's facts. Ain't no nigga gonna deny that shit out there. I wasn't your average person, bro, but when I saw these people go against me, it changed me. And when I saw the person that I was with for 13 years go against me, it changed me. But at the same time, I fell in love with somebody new at that time. Somebody who I adore, somebody who became my heart, somebody I'd do anything for. And that's the person I'm with now. We might have our ups and downs, but that person made me realize what I was doing and had to stop. And you know, they always say out there, a nigga gonna change for the female they want. They're not gonna change just because you tell them. All right. I was with somebody for 13 years and never changed. I met somebody and did a whole 360 in 2 years of my life.
Wow.
And that's love. But love ain't perfect. It's ups and downs in that. You know what I'm saying? But when I met her and we went through our own situations, it made me realize, like, all right, I need to become a better man for this person.
Right.
I need to change my ways. I got to stop doing what I do. So when I went to the church and I met everybody, I hesitated for a while because, you feel me, Pam, you feel me, shout out Pam, you feel me, but she used to tell me, like, yo, pull up. She knew what I was going through because she knew, like, she would see this shit on the Facebook and the news, and she was like, she knew who I was in town.
Oh, wow.
So, like, but she never judged me. So she would still braid my hair, and she would tell me, like, yo, I feel like what you seeking for is God. And that's when she gave me the address. Because I texted her one day, like, yo, I think I want to go. Like, it's time. And she was happy. She was like, damn, I can't believe, like, I can't believe the person that's texting me right now asking me to go to church, to this Bible study.
You should have been there the week prior to her introduction to you. It was like, she was like, I have somebody who I would never thought would text me and tell me that he wants to come to Bible study. And she mentioned that you guys would talk here and there when you guys, when you were getting your hair done and stuff like that. You guys would talk here and there about God and how you would sometimes, like, at first you was just listening to her. You would just listen.
Yeah, I used to just listen. Yeah. She would tell me, like, yo, like, you're not a bad person. Yo, you're not what people make you out to be. And I'm like,
you're not.
I'm not. You got to get to know me. And then, she would always tell me, yo, come. And I don't know, man. It was just that one day I had to go, and I just went.
You just felt it in your heart?
Yeah, I felt it in my heart. I felt God telling me I had to go. I felt God telling me, like, this ain't your home, but come home. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where you need to be right now.
Right.
And it was a risk I took. People made fun of me because I was a gangster in these streets. I was out here playing with guns, fighting a murder case. So my friends would make fun of me, like, yo, look at this nigga trying to change his life out of us. You a God person. But they not going through what I'm going through. They not feeling how I feel. It ain't they facing the news for murder. It ain't they mom house in danger. For them it's easy because I was the one handling all the problems, not them. But to me it was different because I was the one handling the problems. I had to find solutions. And when I ran out of solutions, that's when I had to seek. For that father figure I've been seeking my whole life. Was calling me through Pam to come.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
I ain't even gonna bullshit. I'm dead ass, bro.
Yeah, I know. I seen it firsthand, bro. I seen it unravel itself. Man. How did you feel, when you knew, like, all right, I need God in this moment. You were obedient to the call when you went to the church. And
how did I feel once I got there?
Yeah, got there, and then
what
also
made me come back?
Yeah, you kept coming back.
I didn't speak to you until like maybe my 6th time being there, bro.
Right.
I was always quiet.
You're right.
I would just sit in the back and be quiet and listen.
But I just loved seeing you, man. I loved seeing you show up, love seeing you come, man, and just it was just like I said, bro. Your presence there was you were so quiet, just chill, like you said in the beginning, but you could sense that, like, you knew, like, this is where I got to be right now. And you just kept coming back.
Yeah, I kept coming back. I would listen to it. Your brother would say. I listened to what you would say. And what's that other boy that would always speak to? Damn.
I know Garrett spoke.
Nah, it wasn't him. It was some other dude, man.
What was he? What? Oh, Jonathan?
Nah.
Trying to think. What was he? Was he white, black?
No, he was black.
He was black. Josh.
Yes.
Josh. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I would listen to what he would say sometimes. And it was interesting, some of the things that he say and some of the things you say. So I related to it, and it made me come back because it had me questioning myself the next day.
All right.
And I couldn't find the answer unless I went back. So I got to go back until I get this answer. Right. And when I got the answer, is when I knew, like, all right, that was my challenge. Yeah. God gave me the challenge to see if I was coming back or if I was going to bullshit.
If it was for real.
Is it for real or do I just want attention because of what I'm going through?
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
That's deep. Yo, am I really here because I want God to help me? Or is it because I really want attention and dang,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt back then. Like, real shit.
wow.
And then I came to the conclusion that that's where God wanted me to be.
Mm.
The night that we all hung out is when I knew. Is when I knew that there was a different me in me. Because when I hung out with y'all, we weren't talking about selling drugs. We weren't talking about getting money. We weren't talking about robbing. We wasn't talking about killing. We were simply just chilling.
Having fun.
4 bros just chilling, hanging out, no stress.
I remember when we came in, you had that Moneybag Yo song on. It was like, what's it
shout out
called?
Moneybag. Shout out Moneybag. That's the homie right there. Stop playing with him.
You had that Moneybag Yo song, and it was so funny. You don't know this part. When we left, and I was driving home, Randall and I were chilling in the car. We were like, "Yo, what's that song?" We were like, "Yo, what's that song?" Henry was playing, bro. That song was lit, bro. The beat, everything. And then tell me why we was in the car. It was like, take me into a lower level.
That's my shit. Take
All
me
my
to
people
a
at the lower level. Yeah.
That's how I felt back then, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And I knew that's how you felt because we talked when we had a time when we went over your house that we just got really intimate and we got deep and we started talking, sharing our hearts with each other. And they clicked too with that song. And it was deep because it literally exemplified everything that you were dealing with at that time in that moment, right? And I could see when we came in and it was playing, I could see how like you related to it so much. And I know he's your favorite artist, right?
yeah.
I know.
Everybody who know me know Moneybag my favorite artist.
Yeah, I could tell.
That's my
bro.
man's right there.
And it's true, bro. Like we relate to that because it's like, man, when especially if you've been in that situation. I know a lot of people listen to rap now and people listen to, but not a lot of people have actually lived it and actually lived and can actually really say like, yo, what this rapper is rapping about, I can relate to this because I know how they're feeling and I know where they're coming from. Not a lot of people could do that.
Nah, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but that Moneybag, like, I connect with Moneybag. Like, Moneybag got me through some shit when I was going through my hard depression time, struggling time, locked up times. You feel me? Like, I listen to him and just, that's it. I get in my mode, bro. I get in that mode where, going back. Like, the beast is in leash. I gotta go out.
Whoa, I'm wondering. So that leads me to my next question, too. With that music, too, right? Do you feel like, because, let me give you a little testimony that will lead up to the question. When I used to listen heavy to like Little Durk, not the Little Durk that everybody's listening to now. I'm talking about
that Savage, dude.
Yeah,
You feel me? That 300.
like, yeah, like this ain't
about,
what you want. Like
this ain't what you want.
like Bang Bros,
Yep, I
like
know
those
you're talking
days.
about, of course.
So when I used to listen to that, and this was like, this was when part of it was when my relationship with the Lord was like here and there. I wasn't really 100% committed, and part of it was when I wasn't even going to church. Yeah. So I know when I would listen to it, it's funny because she was like, yo, it get me in that mood. Same. So like I was saying, when I used to listen to that type of music, it would put me in that mood like you mentioned. And I would know deep within myself, like, this is not you. This isn't the Kevin, because it would make me want to, kind of do reckless things. What they talk about in rap, talk about women, right? They talk about, smashing this one, smashing that one, doing this, doing that. And then it's like, maybe this is the way, like to be the alpha male. This is, get that feeling.
What you telling me right now is what you got out of Playboy.
But yes, the old brother, old Kev, the old Brefo.
You ain't telling me that shit drew you to the streets. You talk about being low Playboy.
Hey man, hey, listen. I plead the fifth. I put my so I plead the fifth, brother. Yeah, old Brefo was a little wild, man. And for those that know how I was, yeah, the music it gave me that feeling of, like you mentioned earlier, having to be like, yo, you know who I am, and you ever get in that mood that you like. You're just anywhere in public. You're just walking somewhere in public, and you just see another dude, but you just mean mugging, like, who can mean mug the hardest?
Because you feel like you need that respect.
Yeah, you feel
everywhere you go.
Right? Because
you
like,
feel, bro.
Right, and
especially if you with a female you with, you gotta show that you that alpha.
You that alpha, like, who the big dog over here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you feel, trust me.
And that's that type of, and I feel like part of it also came through listening to that music, and kind of. And it's crazy to say that. It even sounds crazy to say that, but like, I truly believe in general, music have spirits behind it. There's an influence behind music that, whether you realize it or not, it's influencing you in some sort of way.
That's a fact.
So that's why it's so important that we are careful what we take in, what we listen to, what we watch, because whether you know it or not, it's influencing you. Whether it's in a negative way or in a positive way.
A lot of people don't realize that music influenced them.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah.
I'm going through a situation in my life where I feel like social media and music has influenced somebody to treat me a certain type of way.
Currently, right now.
As we speak.
Hey, we said that at the same time. What's up, brother?
I'm saying, so like, and I've known this person for too long to know how they think and how they feel.
See, now that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
That
so
hits
it's
different.
like, when I know you to the bottom, from your head to your toes, I know when something's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know when something's up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how am I going to handle it? Because it ain't the first time. It ain't the second time.
Oh, that you realize that.
It ain't the third time. It ain't the fourth time.
I like how you're saying that time.
It ain't the fifth time either. You know what I'm saying? It's like more like the eighth time. You know what I'm saying?
So how you saying how you gonna react to it? How do you feel like you have to react to that?
Now there is no reaction.
I like this. See, this is the Henry of today. Forget everything, and not forget everything we're talking about. But look, this is the maturity. This is the growth that you're seeing right now.
Nah, but there is no reaction.
All right.
Yeah, I might have my 2 cents and what I gotta say, but from what I used to be, and how I used to act, ain't no reaction.
Yeah.
I might have to change the way I speak and what I say sometimes now, but as far as actions, it ain't no more actions.
Yeah.
Now I think. You know what I'm saying? I think. But that's God making me think. You know what I'm saying?
You said it yourself.
That's God making me think. Because the devil would tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard some real shit, bro. If you do what you do, it's because you're doing the devil's work. But if you do what you do and feel guilty, that's God's work.
Explain that.
Per se, I do something. Could be fucked up, could be drunk, could be anything. Without thinking, I'll do it. I let my emotions get to me. I let my integrity get to me. I let my pride get to me. So I do certain things without thinking. But now, I don't do those things. I think, and I know that that person behind that, that's God.
What I'm getting that you're clearly saying is conviction. When you do something that you know that it's not you, it's not the real you, and God convicts you of it.
I wouldn't say the real you, but it ain't the you now.
Right. So the you now, would you mean that it's the you of like the growth in you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I feel like we're on the same page. We're just saying it differently.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But the growth within you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You realize that certain things you used to do, you can't do anymore. But a lot of people find that hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people find it hard. I found it hard. It took me to, like I said, it took me to turn 28 to realize I had to change.
Wow.
Now, per se, if what didn't happen to me,
Yeah.
what would I have changed? I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. Because I only changed because of what happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before that, life was lavish. Yeah. Shit was Gucci. But if what happened to me didn't happen to me, would have I changed? But guess what? Now I'm going through certain things that are attacking me the same way things back then hit me. So now I'm realizing that change was meant to be.
Wow.
Because it's a new person now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What attacked me before can't attack me now. What hurt me before, it can't hurt me now. What I felt embarrassed about, I'm not embarrassed about no more.
All right.
What I was ashamed about, I'm not ashamed anymore.
It's good. And the growth, like even what you're going through right now, even that is still shaping you, because then when the sharpening happens, then you'll look back and be like, that was meant to happen for this to happen.
That's what got you to the point
of where you are now.
Yes. What you do when you sharpen a pencil? You gotta sharpen it to get to the point, right?
Right.
That's what I'm doing with life. I'm sharpening myself as a man to get to the point. But what happens after the point? You tell me. What happens after the point? None of us know.
Yeah.
We all reach a level in life that we don't know what happens next.
I feel like the sharpening never stops. Because think about it, right?
It doesn't. No, it does stop because the pencil stops.
Eventually, yeah.
But that's the time where your time is to leave this earth.
Right, when your time is up. But while we're here on this earth, just as a pencil always needs to be sharpened to be, when you write, it's sharper and it's clearer. Because it gets dull. Every time you use a pencil, it'll get dull. And then you got to go back, sharpen it, right?
Yep.
Ooh, that analogy. Boy.
Telling you, bro. That's how life is, man. Sharpen your
Dang, that was good. That was good.
Y'all better sharpen up. You little boys out here stressing about females, sharpen up. Y'all stressing about who's beside y'all, sharpen up. You stressing about if the gang gonna help you, sharpen up. You trying to be the tough guy of your crew, sharpen up. Long run, when you turn my age, all that shit you sharpen for, it ain't there. But the point is you. That ass, bro. I'm telling you from experience.
Wow. All of that, trying to be the man and all it, like what was the point, right?
Now when I look back at it now, what was the point?
Like what were you trying to prove?
Now I knew what I was trying to prove. But what I didn't know was I happy with the outcome? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it goes back to what you're saying too. Like all of that though, God knew, right? And it was all necessary for all of that to happen. Because look at how you're talking now, bro. Look at the maturity, look at the growth in your life now, realizing things, understanding things.
Mind you, it's our third time doing this, yo. Took me 3 times to get to this. It ain't nothing wrong with keep going till you gotta get to what you get to.
That's good. That's good. I gotta ask you, with everything too, like, do you feel like there's lingering like unforgiveness with anything? Because I know you mentioned like, betrayal and you feeling abandoned by people that you actually genuinely, you know, gave your all to. Do you feel like in your heart there is, or do you feel like God is dealing with that right now and healing you from that?
Half and half. I feel like there's certain things that linger there, and I know there's certain things that God is making me realize.
Right.
But you know what comes with realization? Pain. But a lot of people can't face that fact. A lot of people can't deal with pain. When people hear the word pain, they automatically assume hurt. But sometimes pain can make you open your eyes up.
Yeah.
Pain can make you stronger. Pain can make you wiser.
Right. Right.
Pain can take you a lot further. But it's the way how you think. But you won't be able to get to that thinking until you get to that point with God. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start thinking like that as a human being, it's because you got another figure you listen to that's not a human being. Most people won't relate to that because a lot of people out in the world don't believe in God.
Right.
But when you go through certain things like how I did in life, you still sitting in this room, there is a God.
There is a God.
There's most definitely a God out there.
Yo, I love you, brother, man.
Like too,
I
bro.
love you, bro. Seriously, man. You're so real. You're so real. You're true to who you are. You don't try to, show something that you're not. You're honest.
Why would I show something I'm not? Did Jesus Christ show something he's not? Or did he die for who he is?
I love you, man.
Nah, that's
a
I'm
fact.
dead
Yeah.
ass, bro.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass.
Nah.
Now you see where my mind really at.
Yeah.
Especially because, like I told you before, drunk words is sober thoughts.
Dude, even like the way that you are realizing it's amazing to me that, even talking about pain, right? And the first thing that I thought about when you said pain can make you stronger, I instantly thought of the gym, right? It sometimes doesn't feel very comfortable to work out. Your body's sore sometimes and you're feeling pain, and you might be weak on one side of your left hand and your right hand, whatever. You feel pain when you're working out. But in the long run, it's going to make you more fit. You're going to look more enhanced. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better.
But is that really going to make you feel better?
In the sense of like,
I'm telling you, you used to see me in the gym every day.
yeah.
But if I'm real with you, it didn't make me feel better.
Right. It was an escape, right?
It not more of an escape, more of a get back. Because the person who I was going for the gym for,
Okay.
I was trying to make them see like, all right, this is me now. This is what you lose. And not every male is gonna admit to something like that.
Right.
But I'll be real with you. When you see a nigga at the gym, it's not because he want to get fit. It's because he got his heart broken.
Most of the time.
No, we talking about 85% of the time.
This is what when I started working out. I started working out because I felt like I was
fell lost. All right.
There has to be.
The last time you told me you was about to work out is when you was going to work out with that dude and you was going to go on to like 60-day going ham.
Right.
How did that make you feel? Did what you told me you was trying to accomplish after you accomplished it, did it make you feel what you wanted to feel?
No, not fully.
All right,
like the full satisfaction of it. No.
Exactly. So there it goes.
And I don't disagree with you because I agree with the fact that you said something when you said that earlier too. You said it depends on the perspective, the person. So pain, like you said, people could look at it like, pain can make you stronger. People could also look at it as like the worst thing ever, right?
Like an escape.
And exactly. So like even like the gym thing, right? Everybody has a different perspective of like, maybe I just want to look good when I take my shirt off. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just got my heart broken.
Right, exactly. And it's perspective.
Or maybe people make fun of me. You don't know why people are there at the gym.
And then at the end of it, like you said, to bring it all together is like, well, all of the reasoning that we're all in the gym for, all different reasons, right? Does it really gonna fulfill anything? Whatever the reason is.
No. You could get as big as you want. You can get as built as you want. But unless you know the real meaning to going to get... The whole point of going to the gym is to get mentally strong, not physically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
That's really the whole point of going to the gym.
Right.
Anybody could get big. You could get big and still have that little mindset.
Yeah.
What grew in you?
Yeah.
Your muscles that's gonna be soggy by the time you're 65.
Right. You know
what I'm saying?
You just reminded me of a scripture. The Bible talks about weightlifting. The Bible says it's good to, be physically in shape, but how better it is to be spiritually.
Exactly, bro.
It's worth much more than that.
That's what I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you because I used to go to the gym trying to look better, hoping that the person I wanted would want me more.
Yeah.
But then I realized that I was going to the gym just because I wanted to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do it for me.
You had to realize that.
Yeah, I had to realize that it ain't happened 1, 2, 3 days. It happened like 3, 4 months after that. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to realize that me going to the gym wasn't just me trying to go to the gym looking better for somebody, nor myself. I was going to the gym because I had to get mentally focused. But a lot of people don't look at that situation like that. No. And I don't knock them down, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own perspective of why they go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like the main perspective of going to the gym and the reasoning is to like get your mind right.
Right. If you guys are reading between the lines of what we're talking about, I hope y'all not thinking, oh, they're talking about the gym. It's deeper than that.
That's deeper.
If you read in between the lines
it's
right
deeper
now.
Than that.
Yeah.
Like I said, anybody that go to the gym and get big, but if you're not getting big mentally, your piece is not getting big. If your piece is not getting big, your money ain't getting big.
And we gonna take a break right off of that though.
Literally.
Thank you so much for like sharing your heart, open up your heart. This is something that you wanted to do, and by the grace of God, you did it so gracefully. And I know so many people are gonna be blessed by this. But before we close out, I have to ask you, what would the Henry of today say to 15-year-old Henry that left the house, the opportunity to meet face to face?
To not leave the house, but then to leave the house. So half of me tells me not to leave the house, but then half of me tells me I had to leave. Mainly because of what I was going through. I was 15, entering a new world. And I already saw my mom suffer. because my dad was a part of that world. So that's what made me leave and not speak to my mom till years later. I don't regret anything, but if I was to tell myself, if I looked at me right now and my 15-year-old was in front of me, I would tell him, leave and do it the right way. You get what I'm saying? Like, just do it the right way. There's plenty of other people out there in the world that have come to this country at the age that I left my mother's house.
All right.
And have made something out of themselves. So I can't sit there and say if I left at that age, I will fail. If I fail, it's because of me. But I, luckily, with the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, I didn't fail. So I would tell myself to keep going and just make wiser decisions. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I would tell myself. Keep going and make wiser decisions. But I don't regret nothing I went through.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not one bit. It made me who I am today, the man I am today. That's my past made me that.
Yeah.
So nah. I wouldn't tell myself change anything. I would only tell myself make better decisions.
I love that. And to anybody who's listening, what would you have to say to anybody who's listening to this podcast?
What would I tell somebody who came to me younger and asked me like, yo, how did you do it?
Anybody you feel like, anything that's on your heart right now that you just want to say to anybody?
Honestly, I would tell somebody just be themselves. You know, there's a lot of young kids growing up seeking for that figure. I know because from experience, nothing has changed. What I went through back then, it ain't nothing changed now for those kids this age. So what they feel and what they go through, I feel. My advice to them is just take the risk. Because a lot of people fail in life now because they're afraid to take the risk. That risk comes with sacrifice. You got to be willing to sacrifice the risk for you to make it to the next level. And once you reach that level, you would understand why you had to do what you did to get to that level. Unless you do what you have to do to get to that level, you're not going to understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're always going to be stuck in that position where you asking yourself, do I do this? Do I do that? You might do something for somebody else. You might do something for this person, but is you doing it for yourself? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So unless you're willing to do stuff for yourself, you're never going to get nowhere. You could go gangbang for some nigga. What happens with gangbanging? You got a big homie. What happens when you go to jail? Big homie not there. Your mother is. So a lot of these kids got to start really realizing their purpose in this world. Whether if they don't got no mom, whether if they don't got no dad. Because I know there's people out there without family, you know.
Right.
I've been in the hood. I got homies that got nothing. And my advice to my homies that got nothing, I always told them, you got nothing, you better go make something. You ain't got no family, you better go make a family. You ain't got no money, you better go make some money. You know what I'm saying? It's all a choice, bro.
Yeah.
It's a choice within ourselves. If we fail, it ain't nothing wrong with failing. Because if you don't fail, you ain't trying.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what comes with failure is realization. You better realize when you fail what you gotta do the next time to get back up. So I just feel like these kids nowadays are lost, especially with the music. But don't let that music get to y'all. Who gonna sit with you when you doing that bit? Nobody. Who gonna send you money for your food in there? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think, yeah, my man's got me. He gonna hold me down. No, your mans don't got you. Nigga, your man's gonna go fuck your bitch while you locked up. That's facts. Ain't nobody got you when you in there. Not even your shorty, nigga. When you in there, it's when you realize. I ain't gonna hold you. When I was locked up, you know what I did? It's on everything. I wrote the whole scripture to the Our Father. And I'll say that shit with you, you feel me? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And I wrote that on the wall. I was in a holding cell quarantine for 7 days before I hit Pop. And I wrote that on the wall. Then I went to Pop. And I was Gucci. That's what happened to me when I was in Pop. I'm sitting here finding a gun case. Out of nowhere. I'm talking about out of nowhere in the middle of a jail. Locked up. No air. A ladybug. A motherfucking ladybug appears up in front of me upside my light. And the next day, the ladybug's still there. And I had my man, shout out my man J Money, Asian nigga, come. And he tells me, yo, Ree, you going home. You going home, bro. Ladybug, that's good luck. Now we're talking about locked up in a jail. And why the fuck is there a ladybug in front of my light? That ladybug stayed with me for 3 days before I went to court. I fed lettuce to that ladybug. The lettuce them niggas would give me for my lunchtime, I was putting it right there, see if she ate it, and she was eating it. Because the next morning, me and my bunkies would wake up and look at it like, we was excited, like, that shit was eating. We was so fasting, like, this shit eating. And my man's telling me, yo, Ree, you going home, man. You going home. God got you. Bro, I go to court. I went to court with nothing because I had no money for no lawyer. But the person I loved, the person I admire, she got me a lawyer. And she brought me home with this lawyer. Because the lawyer came to me that day and told me, like, this is what we're going to do when you coming out. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? But that ladybug was with me in that jail for like 3-4 days before I went to court. And guess what happens when I came back from court and I told niggas I was going home? It was all arguing like, nah, give me that ladybug. That shit coming with me for the night. Nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, bro. But that ladybug was God.
I felt like that was like life, because of creation that God made, like life in a place that seems so dark, in a place that seems like there's no hope.
No, that is a place where there is no hope. Yeah. That is a place where it is dark. Bro, you're sitting in a cell all day till these guards is coming to what do count. Put a flashlight on you to make sure you in cell. Where the fuck you going, nigga? You in the cell. Where you going? You disturbing my sleep to check if I'm asleep. So a lot of people can't relate to them unless they go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, And once you in there, it's a different lifestyle, bro. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you for a fact. It's a different lifestyle once you in there. It ain't the same as out here. It's not the same, bro. At all. And you like certain people would just they won't know until they really experience that. I got homies that experience that. They know how I feel. They could relate. But what I could tell you is that I ain't got no homie that ever had ladybug by them side. No cat, I can't tell you now one nigga that told me they had a ladybug by their side. That ladybug was my God. She brought me home. I went to court the next day and the judge said, all right, I'm going to let you go home. I looked at that bitch like, what? Say less. I'm about to go feed this bitch some lettuce.
Oh, man.
That's how I was feeling back then, bro. Like, I had to feed my fucking ladybug some lettuce. Cat.
But I definitely see the reasoning and the correlation behind it of why, you know, you were like, you know, seeing that and you were like, wow, I definitely see and understand where you're coming from with that. Man, bro, like, I just, you know, talking to you and everything, bro, like I said, you've grown and matured so much, and there's so much more, obviously, in you, and there's so much more that God is gonna work in you, in myself and anybody else who's listening, because that's, you know, that's the God we serve. That God, He's a faithful God, He's a just God, He's a good God, He's a good Father, and you know, you mentioned God several times and talking about, you know, how, you know, going to Him, and I know it's not easy, you know, I know it's not easy, but like you said something so pivotal. You said it's a choice, right? And everything that we do is a choice. And even in our relationship with God, the time that you want to spend with God, the time that you want to, you know, like, God, I want to pray right now, I want to read my word, that's a choice. That's all a choice that we choose, you know. And like you said earlier too, like, God came and spoke to your heart, and God does that because He loves us, you know. Mm-hmm. So for anybody who's listening, wherever you are, you know, Henry is a living testimony of God's faithfulness and God's goodness, you know, that He will never let you go, you know, even from your younger ages to Henry's grandmother talking to him about God and you know, always mentioning God to him remembering and being like, you know, yo, God is tugging at my heart right now. I got to go seek Him, you know, all of that. So God will never, ever forget His children. He's a faithful God. He's a good God, bro. I just want to thank you, bro, for sharing your heart. And I just want to thank you, bro, for everything, bro. I really appreciate you, man. I know you're texting right now.
I got you, man. Like I said, I appreciate you coming, bro.
Love you, bro. Love you. Love you, bro. Love you.
I mean, this was your last opportunity to really listen to some real shit, man. You young boys out there, get out them streets. That shit not worth it. You females out there, don't fall for no bullshit. I used to be bullshit. There's better shit out there for ya.
And now he is amazing. Yes. We're going to leave on that good note. Peace out. And remember, everybody has a story to tell, whether we whisper or yell. Till next time. Peace. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you subscribe for future episodes and feel free to rate and review. For more information and ways to support, check out our website at abreathwithbrefo.com.